If you look around at your immediate surroundings right now, chances are you'll see something, and likely many things, that were designed by somebody. Just about everything that we interact with on a daily basis has been touched by the creative process in one way or another. I talked with several friends and colleagues to get some insight into their creative processes. This is of course personal and can vary from individual to individual, but I found some common themes that can be applied to just about any task or project, ranging from the traditional creative outlets of visual art and writing, to innovating technology or conducting academic research, and so much more. The first thing to accept is that there are no truly completely new ideas. Creativity is about taking old ideas and creating new connections or seeing things in a new light, combining existing concepts in a way that hasn't been done before. When you boil it down, creating is really about problem solving. What follows is a basic outline of the creative process. Before you get started, establish whatever workspace works best for you.
Like I listen to music a lot. So I listen to music, and as long as it's in the background, I'm good. So, and then I just go. Then I do the free flow.
So I move different places in my house, and I do a lot of it. I like a lot of the design work in my living room, but I'm in my room right now. And then also, I have friends on the background.
I have a really similar thing. I need to be listening to something when I'm doing creative work for the most part. And I really like listening to podcasts. It's a weird thing where I'm sort of half brain in both places, but it tends to get me kind of out of my own head, especially if I'm having a bit of a blocker for different design things that I'm working on, and just help me concentrate.
Step 1. Gather. In this stage, you decide on the subject that you want to explore, and then collect all the data that you can find about it, along with any related topics.
If I am starting a new project, pretty much always the first thing that I'm going to do is Google something about what I'm creating. I just need to see some things that I like so that I can figure out how I can make something myself. But it's often really hard for me to start something just totally from scratch, from my own head. So I usually need to find some sort of visual reference material.
Step 2. Process. Look at all the data that you've gathered and see how you can combine them in different ways. There are tons of brainstorming exercises, including but not limited to mind mapping, mood boards, and forced connections. Step 3. Design. Eventually, you have to stop researching and start coming up with solutions. Try many different ideas. The more the better. And don't overthink it. Just try some things. Think by doing.
So that's how I mix music. It's I mix it in my basement, I mix it, and then the next day I go to work, I listen to it on the way to work. I'm excited to listen to it. I'm like, see, I need to go back and do something or do it another way. It's stuff running in my head that I gotta try. And if it don't work, I put something else in the place of it.
The next 2 steps are interconnected, and they may feel like they're not productive, but they are so crucial to the process. Step 4. Take a walk. Step away from your project and do something else that you enjoy for a while. And step number 5. Let it simmer. We don't exist in total isolation, and neither should your project. Sometimes you just need to allow some time for the ideas to bounce around and for inspiration to strike. If you put effort into the research and processing stages, connections will be made naturally as you do other things and let your mind rest. Step 6. Get feedback. Don't wait until it's perfect. Set aside your ego and ask your friends, family, and colleagues for input, and be open to critique. They may see things that you don't. Try applying their feedback and see where it takes you. And finally, step 7, iterate. The creative process is rarely linear. It can be a messy, winding path. Repeat steps 3 through 6 in no particular order as many times as you need to until you reach your final product.